What if we like called him? There's gonna be a missed call from me.
I can't believe we're doing this. I feel like he's gonna answer.
Big show, I'm a super for crazy is duper like Colin. My shows are amazing. Look at me now from the chips I've been saving. My plates like a picnic.
All right, this could be the most difficult episode ever.
Wait, why? Is it my fault?
No, it's not your fault. It's Landon's fault.
Okay, cool. As long as I know it's not my fault, I'm fine.
And it's been a month since we've done this.
We're rusty.
Welcome to Good Not Great, episode 5.
Yeah, like take 10 with Shannon.
Yeah, we've already filmed 6 episode 5.
Why does this have to be my fault?
It's not your fault.
I know it's not my fault.
It's half your fault. It takes 2. Anyway, Landon's friend Shannon is here.
You guys are welcome.
Do you have a last name?
Yes, but
I actually
fine.
don't know if I know how to spell it. Is it?
okay,
it's
then
CK.
you're dumb.
No, I know, but for
Sound it out, Landon.
No, I know how to spell it, but I don't know if it's
then
right.
what's the question here? You know how to spell my last name, but you don't know if it's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
CK.
Well,
Weird.
how do you guys know each other? Because clearly you know each other.
I'm just gonna like skip all the minute details. We went
Yeah.
to middle school together, and our moms are really good friends now.
Because of us, though. Oh, yeah, now. Sorry.
Right,
Okay.
yeah. So, and it's kind of weird. We find out things about each other through our moms. Well, like our moms gossip about each other.
It's so funny.
Did you hear this about Landon?
It's so... Wait, really? I thought that was just my mom.
No.
My mom's like, Shannon's a lawyer now. And I'm like, no, she's not, Mom. No, she's fucking not. I'm not
Really?
saying,
You
I'm not
gotta
saying
blow
you're not
me
yet.
off my
I'm
spot?
not saying you're not yet.
You're not a lawyer? Are you going to be one?
I'm going to be one.
Yeah. But my mom just takes things to the extreme. She's obsessed with Shannon. She's never met her. Well, she met her once now.
We've met You always say
Yeah,
that.
we've met a couple times.
What the?
Oh my
And I
God.
know Shannon's mom really well.
Anyway,
And dad.
his mom loves me. Apparently, my mom said that your mom thinks that we're gonna get married someday.
God damn.
I said
Why
that.
do this just keep coming back?
Yeah, he wishes.
Anyway.
It's this thing. Remember when with Raina, she was talking about that guy friend that she's just friends with, but he sleeps over and stuff.
Like in the same bed.
I'm not saying you guys do that. I'm just saying
I
that
would never sleep in the same bed as Landon. Only bunk beds, and
I
I'm
wasn't
on top.
saying you would, but
We've done
You're a
that
top.
in Denver.
Landon is
She
a
tried
bit
to
of a
make
bottom.
because like she likes to get her way, which is fair. But she's like, Landon, you're on top bunk, and I'm like, no fucking way. I put my foot down with that one. I'm like, I'm
I fell out of the bunk bed
What's
twice.
wrong with top bunk? You don't want to fall?
I fell.
Why
He
don't you want
recorded
top
it.
bunk?
There's a
230 pounds.
there's
Where
a
is this?
video
You
of
guys
me.
have a bunk bed? There's like this isn't a metaphorical bunk bed. This is real.
I went on a trip with him to visit his family in Denver, Colorado, which, by the way, question mark. And all of his family thought that we were dating. And his grandma.
Do you know how many times I've had to explain? No.
You bring a girl to meet your family.
But it wasn't. Yeah, that's fucked up. That's true. It's because
There's nothing wrong with it, but
Yeah.
it's
Do you want
gotta-
to hear the
you
best part?
can't
Do you want to hear the
be
best
be
part?
surprised when they
Yeah.
assume that.
Okay, this is the best part. So we go to his. That was your grandma, right? Your dad's
Yeah.
sister.
Yeah.
His dad's sister's place, and she's older. I don't know,
70s.
She pulls me aside from the rest of the family and sits me down, and she looks me in the eyes, and she goes, "I just don't get it."
It's so fucked up.
And I was
You're
like-
gonna be saying,
and-
put me on the spot.
And listen,
Damn.
and it was just funny to me because I was like, you don't get what? Because at this point, I figured Landon had explained to everyone that I'm just his friend from childhood. I don't know. And she was like, you're so pretty. And
There's Landon.
I know.
That's fucked up, dude. Yeah,
Your own family?
I guess so. Fuck.
What the hell?
I
Did you go
forgot about
talk
that.
to your grandma and be like, what the fuck? Grandma?
Well, it's not like we are together.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like...
I felt really bad for a moment.
So, do you do any like tricks?
Do I do tricks? Like what kind of tricks?
I don't know. Like cool shit.
Don't look at me seriously waiting for a reaction.
I'm like, carry on, Henry. I like it.
You're like, she hasn't got shit. No, I don't
You know,
really
like-
have tricks.
You don't have something that you can do that's like... that
I
like...
did it again.
Cooking.
That's a trick. I think that's a skill. I don't
an
think, like,
illusion.
surprise. Surprise, I can do something.
Okay, so you cook though.
Henry doesn't even want to talk to us. He goes, "I'm sorry, you cook."
Yeah, I cook.
Yeah, no, what, I'm curious
I
though.
love Italian cooking. I love French cooking. I think
Are you
growing
Italian?
up, Yeah. So growing up, my mom cooked tons of Italian dishes. That was just kind of like what, that was our bonding. So from the time I was old enough to stand at a stove, I was right there with my mom in the kitchen. So it's kind of how I acquired my initial skill set as far as cooking goes. And then as I got older, I got really into actual, like, fine dining and things like that. So I have a lot of cooking books, French cookbooks and stuff like that. And also I've always worked in restaurants, so I've gotten real world experience. I work at Bastille right now.
Oh yeah.
Simple question, and she just.
I know.
My first job was in a restaurant.
All right, my bad. Oh yeah, I guess I didn't realize.
Well, since I was 14, I've always worked in restaurants.
For sure. So I've been really into truffles lately.
Oh, like.
Yeah, you were making truffle pasta or something.
Oh my god, it's all I can think about.
Wait,
that your recipe?
You nerd?
What?
The truffle crusted chicken.
That was a joke.
I know, but you're like going full circle with it.
Oh, I want to be a truffle panor. Is that a thing?
Truffle.
I want to know a lot about truffles.
A truffleologist.
Truffle, exactly.
I don't know what the word
That's
is.
what I was looking for.
There has to be a word for that.
Yeah, and you just buy pigs and they go find them in the woods for you.
You can train dogs too.
Really? Mm-hmm. I'd rather have dogs.
Beagles.
Actually, they run off though.
But they're hunter dogs.
What is a truffle?
It's a mushroom.
It's a fungus.
Yeah, it's a fungus.
Fungi.
It grows under the earth.
And they taste so good. Anyways, I had a truffle pesto, red pesto, and I highly recommend anybody buys it. It's about $12. I know.
You bought it? You didn't make it?
Oh, I made it. I have another jar. I'll let you have half.
Shannon would have made it, right?
Oh no,
I make everything.
Oh
from
no,
scratch.
I made it. I'm sorry.
You made it from scratch, or you bought the jar? And I'm confused because I want
I
to know
bought
the
it.
real
I bought
answer.
it. I bought it on Amazon for $12.
On Amazon? I can't wait for this pesto to get here.
And then I was walking
In
around.
like 3 more days.
He's like tracking the delivery every single minute.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know why
He
that's
gets
so
updates
funny,
to his
though.
phone.
There's a truffleologist actually in Pike Place Market, and so I went to her.
The truffle guy.
And I found
Wait,
Truffle
you
lady.
already asked if there was a term for somebody who is a professional.
we
truffle
decided it was
enthusiast.
truffleologist.
Yeah, we decided. I was
Oh,
But there's a
I was
truffle-
like, so you knew this whole time? I'm confused right now.
There's a truffleier.
joking. Yep.
A truffleier? Oh, anyway,
A truffalier. There you go.
it sounded French.
That's like sommelier, but with truffles.
I don't know. It's Somalia.
A wine person.
Okay,
Oh.
I went on a date with somebody who didn't know what a sommelier was, and it blew my mind. I was like, and I said it like 3 times. I just kept saying the word, like thinking it would like click in his
Eventually,
mind.
he would stop
Did
asking.
you wait? Like,
Oh.
did you notice? Did you say it 3 times because you realized he didn't know what it was, or did he ask and then you were surprised?
He asked and I was surprised, and then I was like, I didn't know if I was like demeaning him at that point by repeating the same question 4 times, but it was questionable. And now you're saying you don't know what a sommelier is, so now I
I do.
have larger questions.
That's surprising because you're into food.
Not wine, not drinks. I don't care about drinks.
Yeah, what?
But it's just like a term you would pick up, I feel like.
Yeah, it's funny because people have
and
told
he
it to me
spends
before.
a lot of time watching Netflix, I'm assuming, and that
Yeah, and,
is
like,
a big
cooking
movie on
shows.
Netflix. So when you're on a date, do you take the lead at the table when the server comes to order the food? Are
Yeah,
you like,
I do.
okay,
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna
okay,
lie.
I've had times where the server will, typically it's female waitresses will like indicate for the girl to take the lead. They'll look at the girl and be like,
Oh, you've noticed?
No,
Wow.
well, as a server, let me tell you what that is. That's just there's
It's
a
just
lot
being
of
polite,
It's
but-
not even that. It's an insecurity for a server being at a table, especially if it's a date, if it's a man and a woman. Girls will always assume that you're flirting with the guy if you are making eye contact. I've had girls literally write on receipts before, don't flirt with my boyfriend. Here's a $0 tip. I've had that happen when I was just being kind and courteous to tables. It's a big
I only
thing.
gave him a lap
that's a
dance.
girl whose boyfriend is cheating on her.
Oh, exactly. But I mean,
Or
it's
she's
a
cheating on him.
big thing in the industry, though.
Really?
So the thing is when that does happen, if a girl is only making eye contact with a woman, they're trying to be respectful of the relationship.
I've
can
never been
totally-
offended by it. I just assumed it was like a girl power thing. Like, just like
Yeah.
they're broing out.
Broing out.
No, that is interesting. I guess that is the male taking over in me because I subconsciously always ask the woman what she's going to order, mainly like keep the like if I'm trying to keep the conversation going or out of curiosity.
You always let the woman order first, right?
Well, if I know her order and the waitress comes and she says, "Are you guys ready?" I say, "Yes, she's going to have this and I'm going to have that."
Really?
All I'm saying is I
See,
take
I
the
don't do
lead.
that. That's
Ooh,
interesting.
Let me tell you what.
I don't know
There's
if that's
nothing
bad or good.
sexier. No, there's nothing sexier than a man that takes control and orders
Pulls your
for me.
fucking hair. Yeah.
Well, duh. But
What are you gonna order? You've known her 20 minutes.
Yeah, so taking control. Got it. Cool.
No, but really, like when
Interesting.
a server comes to the table, like if a guy takes the lead, she's gonna have this, this. I don't know. I just think
Yeah.
it's hot when a guy does that.
For sure. I think you're in the majority. Probably.
What if he ordered you the chicken tenders and an orange juice?
Well, obviously you discuss what you're gonna have before.
But
the
how do you
server
respond to
comes.
that?
I don't know.
You'd
I
be
love
like,
me some
okay.
chicken strips.
Shannon even one time told me what to order for drinks that's sexy.
Oh, we did have that conversation.
Yeah.
What is it?
What did I say, Landon?
Oh, Bond 14.
He remembers.
I don't know
A
what
nice
it is.
scotch.
I've
Wait,
said
how do you
it
get it
before.
though, Landon?
I'm sorry, sir. We don't carry that. How do you? What do you do?
Bud Light, please.
I'll have a water.
Oh, let's have water.
I'll have an orange juice.
Text Shannon, is that sexy?
Wait, no, but how do you get your scotch?
I mean, how I want it and what I think
Neat,
might
bro.
be sexy. Neat means,
Yeah.
Nope, I can give you a sexier answer.
oh.
You ready?
There's nothing sexier.
Order it neat, but get ice on the side. It is. It's hot. It shows you want it exactly how you want
And
it.
I don't want this cube. I want this.
I'd like it neat. Can you take some ice and throw it across the bar?
And if one lands in the cup, then we're good. You know what? I'm giving you guys like life advice right now, and I feel like you're just
I think
throwing
that's
it out the
advice for a
window.
very specific type of guy that you're into. That is not me,
No.
and you're close to it.
Yet he orders it.
I've ordered it once or twice.
It's not bad advice. It's not bad advice.
Also,
I'm
whiskey
not gonna
dick's a
take
real
it.
thing, so
Oh, I remember you.
so I don't know if I'm gonna keep ordering it. No,
It's not specific to whiskey though. I get it all the time, and
I
I didn't
think it
even drink.
is. I have
There's
a
a
record.
technical term for that.
It's normal though.
Wait, I really do think it is correlated with whiskey. No, you really don't think, or you've researched it. And
I think
know.
it just sounds good,
Oh.
other than vodka dick. That sounds like you dipped your dick in vodka.
2 episodes in a row with like a good dick line. I love it.
Oh, smooth as eggs.
Smooth as eggs.
Smooth as eggs.
Henry.
We don't need to explain.
All right, cool.
Okay, cool.
It was a ball
I am
joke.
curious,
It was a
though.
ball joke, not a dick joke. I made a mistake.
We're talking about face tuning your dick pics and smoothing the shaft,
Yeah.
smoothing the nuts, and then you have like a Ken doll looking
I'm not.
scrotum.
Do you do that?
No, but I would love to try it, to be honest.
That would be actually really funny.
Look at a but wait.
Wait, but new question. Are people still sending dick pics? Because I haven't gotten one in a really long time.
Is it an age thing or an era thing?
I hope it's both.
I think it's
and
been
the age
phased
and
out.
the era is gone.
Yeah, I think I think guys that have been sending dick pics have seen enough memes of them getting
Yeah.
made fun of.
It's been so ridiculed as
Yeah.
like, don't do this because it's dumb.
They finally picked it.
Good, because it is dumb and it should be ridiculed.
I've never met a girl that's like, oh, he sent me a dick pic, and I was like, just come over. I mean, I'm sure it's worked.
I've
just
had
saying.
girls like ask a couple times.
Stop.
Me too, but
Then they're hoes for sure.
Oh yeah.
If you have a girl asking
who else
for,
am I hanging out with?
well, I'm gonna leave now. It's nice seeing you, Henry. Landon. See you tomorrow.
Okay, so it's important. I want to hear all about your California trip. It's important, Shannon. It's very important. So you told me earlier that you got like kind of like set up on like a blind date, or like I don't know how to put it. You met somebody on Instagram through a friend.
Yeah, well, this girlfriend that I have that lives in LA, I don't know, we've been friends for a long time, but we're not like friends. Anyways, so we first started like texting, and then I was like, well, immediately we need to go on a trip somewhere. Let's go somewhere. Initially, he wanted to go to Australia, which was weird, and I was like, let's go somewhere a little closer to home. And so he was like, well, let's go to Napa this weekend. I was like, what? And he was like, we'll go to all these like really nice restaurants. He loves Michelin restaurants. He travels the world and goes to like the best restaurants around the globe. So he was
This
like,
dude's telling you to take you to Napa and go to Michelin star restaurant.
yeah.
Oh, you know what it is? I didn't know what it was.
See, that's another thing. He doesn't know what a
I thought you
sommelier
knew
is.
food, dude.
I don't know shit.
Listen, the first restaurant was a 1 star, the second one was a 2, and the third was a 3. And for me, it's not even just going to a Michelin star restaurant. Like, I just love food so much. So the experience of it and just,
And really good Instagram content.
well, hell yeah. So he's like, let's go to Napa. we'll fly out on Thursday and then you can come back on Sunday, blah, 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 blah. He was like, get your flight. I'll take care of everything else. I was like, well, all right. Like, okay, this is your prerogative. Sure, why not? So anyways, flew to San Francisco. He got a hotel for us at, I don't know, I think it was like the Hyatt downtown San Francisco. It was a good hotel, decent, whatever. And he flew, what?
Wasn't no Motel 6.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm setting the tone.
Yeah.
here.
No, I
So
yeah.
he was like, okay, well, I'm going to meet up with some friends for a drink before we meet up. I'm like, all right. I was like, and he was getting a rental car from the airport. So I was like, well, that's kind of lame. He's like, just Uber to the hotel. I haven't even met this guy yet. You're going to have me just Uber to the hotel and like,
it's like when you landed, your expectation was for him to come get
like
you.
something cute or anything. Like, what the hell? So I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm just going to, like, noted, whatever. At least, like, pay for my Uber.
Something.
Like,
it's fucked up.
If you're not gonna pick me up, at least,
especially because he was like, I'll take care of everything else.
It was, wait. So it was just weird. I get into the room and I'm feeling rushed because we had a 9:00 reservation at this it's called California's in San Francisco. Really, really nice restaurant. It's a Michelin Mexican restaurant. So it's kind of cool.
Okay, so there's different nationalities of these Michelin stars.
No.
A Michelin star is just an award essentially
To a
given.
chef.
Oh.
Not even the restaurant. It's to a chef specifically.
You could be a
thought it
Michelin
was
star
like-
chef.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was like McDonald's, where there's like a ton of them, but like 5-star or 3-star.
Okay,
probably.
terrible analogy.
You get what I'm saying? I thought that it was like
No,
there was
no
a
one
bunch
gets
of
it.
them. Okay,
Basically, everyone's so pretentious in food that they were like, we need our own exclusive star system. I'm just.
got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
It means it's good.
And so you go to the
It means
Mexican
it's
one.
phenomenal. To get a Michelin star is not easy. You can lose a Michelin star too.
I've always wondered, is it Michelin like the tire company?
Yeah.
I
Oh
thought
wait,
so.
it's the same company?
Yeah.
Get the fuck
Do you
out!
know how
I wasn't even
do you
gonna
know
ask that.
What the story is behind
I don't
why
know.
a tire
I just know
company
that it's,
rates chefs?
I just know it's really great.
I've always wondered that, and I thought it was right, but I didn't know.
You're like, I don't want to feel stupid asking. That's how I felt, at least.
I'm texting him. He's like, oh, we went to the hotel bar. He wasn't even like at some other place in
Same
San
hotel.
Francisco. Same hotel. Like I walked by the motherfucker.
What?
And he didn't even, I was like, did you see me walk right by you? Like, were you going to say anything? Weird.
And
Whatever.
That's really weird.
Were you
Weird.
were you like in communication? Like he knew
We
when
were
you got there?
texting the whole time.
Oh.
I was
So you're
texting, in the
texting him
Uber.
10 feet from him in the bar.
Yeah, it was
the hotel.
so bizarre. And so I was like, okay, well, like, whatever. So at that point, I didn't care because I was just trying to get ready fast. Haven't even met the guy yet. He's just like drinking at the bar at the hotel
With a buddy?
with a buddy. I walk into the bar and he's there with his friend. And I'm like, with his friend? Like, I'm so awkward just in general in life, and just add the situation to it. I was just weird as hell. And he stands up. He looked great. I was like, oh, you're cute. He was super cute. And his friend was super nice, shook my hand, like had a great conversation. And we get an Uber to the restaurant. Things are like, okay, I don't know. There's nothing bad at that
Friend's
point
still
except
with
for
you.
no, we parted ways.
Can you imagine he's there the whole
I mean,
fucking time?
It's a
He had the night shift at the hospital.
He sat at the table next to us. I mean, it's a total self-conscious move to bring your friend. That's shit I used to do like in high school.
But
Maybe
maybe,
yeah,
I mean, it could have, but we can't write that off.
Okay.
No one knows. We
We got a
don't
lot
know.
of speculation we
Yeah,
can do
we
after.
don't know. So I get to the restaurant. We sit down. This place is nice. Like, he wanted me to pick the wine, which I was like, oh, that's weird, but sure, I'll take the lead on it, whatever. Then all of a sudden we're sitting down and he's just like quiet. He's super quiet.
Was it quiet in the car ride leading up? Do you remember?
It was quiet in the
Yeah.
car ride leading up.
Okay.
Not like super. I just thought,
Getting the nerves out.
Yeah, and he had been. And I at that point, I didn't know how much he had already had to drink. I assumed he said he had like 2 old fashions, but she could have been lying or it could have been serious. I don't know.
Were you also quiet or nervous or like?
No, I'm never quiet or nervous. I'm always just.
So you didn't
me.
feel like a vibe that was like nervous?
Well, we had already talked so much on the phone. I felt like I already knew him for years. And it was weird. It was awkward. I had to like poke and prod and get conversation out of him. There was points in the night where it was just like completely silent. I'm just like sitting there like, so should we go now? We had one, and you always know when you have one drink somewhere and want to leave, you don't really like the person that much, right? So we go back to the hotel. We get into the room. I'm like, fuck, There's one bed. There's one bed.
And he's like,
well, yeah, basically he was in his chonies, and it was like weird too.
what's a
He was in his boxers.
chonies?
It's like, dude, I don't even know you, and you're like in your chonies.
He just stripped that. You walked in, he just was like,
Well, he was in his like things, his chonies.
but he just,
Henry, will you pull up a picture of chonies for all the people?
They're like
I know,
think
like
about
a
like
boxer
Hanes briefs.
Okay, there we
boxer
go.
briefs, right?
That's
It's not
like-
whitey tighties though.
No, ew, hell no.
Yeah, I wear boxer briefs.
Yeah.
Best of both worlds. Anyway. Not gonna
Anyway,
get into that.
so get into the bed, and he like is really close to me, and I'm like, for me,
He's like in the middle.
And
You're on the edge.
have throughout this time, you guys haven't like gotten physical,
haven't held
flirty,
hands, haven't been like cute, like nothing. So I'm like, this is gonna suck. Oh yeah. So can you imagine what I'm going through at this point?
Yeah.
I get into the bed, and out of nowhere, like he gets confidence. And he turns to me and grabs me, and he was like, and I told him, I was like, before he did that, I was like, listen, I was like, I don't want to feel obligated in any way for anything to happen tonight. I was like, consider this a first date. Like, I don't kiss on first dates, like at all.
kiss.
No, hell no. I'm like really old
Not even, like, a
fashioned.
little goodbye peck on
No,
the- okay.
absolutely not. I'm really old fashioned when it comes to dating. And for you to get the whole enchilada, that's a big deal. And for you to even get a kid, no, it's not going to happen. And I was like, and I told him, I was like, I want you to treat this like a first date. It's my first day meeting you. So he turns and he's like, well, you can at least give me a kiss. And he turns in to kiss me. And I was like, wow. I was like, back up. I was like, that is not going to happen. I got like really upset about it. I wasn't really upset. I was like, no, listen, like just I was really
You're probably
upset.
cool
I was
about it.
Internally upset, externally cool.
I was
Yeah,
keeping it
gotcha.
because at that point it's awkward. So I like put a pillow divide in between the two
The old
of
Landon
us.
trick.
I love that trick.
He does that every time I snuggle up with him.
Oh, I didn't think you were gonna say that.
Puts a pillow in between us.
I have to.
Okay, so I'm gonna skip forward because if I went into extreme detail, I could literally talk about this for like 5 hours. So
Did he? Never mind.
What?
Did he do
What?
the old?
Boner.
The old
through
poke
the
poke.
He like
Just joking.
no, ew, fuck
butt,
no.
Butt cheek poke.
I hate that I know exactly. It failed. No, I didn't
Wait,
even
he did
know.
it?
No, I don't even know what is. Like, I have no clue what's going on down there. Now, mind you, I still had my flight back from San Francisco to Seattle because of my original flight that I bought.
Oh, you bought a round trip ticket.
Bought a round trip, bought an additional ticket from San Francisco to LA. He bought my ticket from LA to Seattle. It's $100.
That was smart on your part. Did you plan that or
No, because it was just normal. Like we had already, that was the original plan. It was
Oh,
Seattle
so you could
to
have just hopped on your round trip early.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't even think about it. And as I'm driving, I'm like, I can't fucking do this. I was like, I gotta go home.
Are you like calling your friends or mom?
I'm texting all my girlfriends. I'm
not
like,
mom, no.
my mom too.
Okay. That's what I'm just curious.
Oh my girl. So I'm literally texting all my girlfriends, my mom. Like, I'm like, I can't do this. I think I'm going to go home back to Seattle early. I was like, I got to get home. I can't do this. I'm freaking the fuck out. They're like, come home. We'll hang out tonight. Like, let's drink wine and talk about it. I'm like, I don't even give a fuck. I just need to get home. And so we're driving back. I kid you not. We didn't say a word the entire drive from Napa Valley to San Francisco. He's just quiet. And he's not mad. He's not sad. He's not disappointed. He's just... And I'm like...
I couldn't do that.
I played my music
It's like
the
a
whole
weird
time.
prison.
It was, you know...
I-
And then the final stretch, there's tolls, right? There's
Did he
tolls.
make you say toll?
He put his... No, listen. He's driving. He puts his hand out like this. Just puts his hand out, expecting me to put money in his hand. And this is me, right? Like going for my money, and he like still has his hand out. I'm like, can you give me a fucking second? Like I need to get the money. And he like has his hand out for like 5 minutes. I'm not even kidding. It was the weirdest fucking thing. Oh, mind you, the toll in from San Francisco to Napa, I paid. So I think he thought that since I paid the first way there, I was going to pay the way out, which I don't care. It was $7.
But
it's
to
like,
put a hand
don't
out
put
is
your
so
hand out like
degrading.
that.
Yeah,
it's
it's like
fucking rude.
It's more of the principle of he said he was going to pay for stuff, and not only did he say he was going to do it, but he showcased this like this
He's
amount of
basically
money.
saying, I'm rich as fuck. I will do
It's
everything
like,
you want.
And-
it's like, so cut it short
Right.
or continue to pay. Follow
Right.
through on your word or say this isn't working
And it's
out.
not even that. At all these wineries when we went to, you always order wine because it's a courtesy thing to do. He shipped home like $200 shipments of wine every place we went to. So it's not like he's like trying to penny pinch and save money. He literally had me pay for things he wanted me to pay for.
Okay,
He's doing-
I do want to
It
hear
was
the
weird.
end of the story, though,
So I paid
before
for
we
the
start diving in.
like it was annoying as fuck. I like throw $7 cash in his hand because I just had cash on me. Thankfully, like what if I didn't? What would
Yeah.
you wanted me to do, weirdo? So I give him the cash. He pays for it. We get in there. I don't say a word. I'm annoyed as fuck, and I'm kind of hungover from the night before, so I'm just like not in a great mood. And then he has to stop for gas, and the whole time I'm like, he's gonna make me pay to fill up this car with gas. Like the whole time I'm like, I know he's gonna do it. Like I know it. First gas station we go to, the tank's not like the thing isn't working. I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Like, get me to the airport so I can please just break away. I'm like so done at this point. We go to a different gas station. Same thing happens again. I'm like, what
Not
the
working.
fuck is going on? Like the gods are against me right now. We end up getting back there. We get onto the tram. We like get rid of the car. We're going to the airport. I'm so ready to just like in my mind, I'm like, I'm not going to LA. I'm going to Seattle. He doesn't know at this point. I haven't told him.
God.
I haven't told him. And I'm like, I don't know how to, because I didn't want to tell him on the drive there because he's going to want to talk about it the whole time. I don't want to talk about that. My mind is made up.
Yeah,
I'm
does he
not
seem-
going to
Does
LA.
he seem like the kind of person that would want to talk about it the whole
Yeah.
time?
Oh, for
shit.
sure.
Okay.
Because I even like mentioned, I was like, oh, because I wanted to go to the gym every day that I was there. I was like, I'd love to work out like while I'm here in Napa. He's like, oh, well, don't worry. We have a really nice gym in my apartment. I'm like,
In LA, where you're
I'm
going.
not going. So yeah, didn't bring it up on the drive. We finally get to the airport. It gets weird. Also didn't mention when he originally booked my ticket, he was like, oh, I'll sign you up for the Clear Pass. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, the Clear Pass, like it's like the better than TSA line where you don't have to wait in line. You just walk in. It turns out you only add like wives and children to your like Clear Pass. He added me to his so we wouldn't have to wait in security from San Francisco to LA, which I was like, at the time I was like, oh, that's really sweet, that's cute.
But it's weird.
I didn't think it was weird at the time.
I thought it was weird when she first
I didn't
told
think
me.
it was weird at the time. I was like, that's cute, that's really nice. I had to get like thumb printed. They like did the aura I don't know, the eye scan thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like locked into his thing, which is like a big deal.
That dude has your DNA now. Sorry.
Don't say that. And so we go to leave, and this is when it gets weird. We get to the airport, car's checked in. We go to get in the security line. We get into the security line, and I look at him. I'm like, I think I'm going to go back to Seattle. And he looks at me. He's like, what? And I was like, I think I need to just go back to Seattle. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, I just, I was thinking about how I have to like wait in the security line all over again when I go from LA to Seattle. I was like, I just can't do it. I was like, I just really kind of just want to go home. I was so weird. I was so awkward.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah.
And he was like, well, why didn't you tell me this earlier so we could have like talked it out? Like, he was like, I really want you to come to LA with me. I was like, I know, but I need to just go home. I was like, I honestly, and he was like, well, do you want me to walk you to your gate? Because at this point I thought we were on the same terminal. It turns out I'm in a terminal next to him. Fuck. He's like, well, do you want to go through the Clear Pass together? I'm like, this is so awkward.
You told him prematurely.
I know. No,
No,
we
too
awkwardly
late.
went through
Slightly too late.
Yeah, it was so awkward. So this Clear Pass he signed me up for, I had to go through with him after I told him I wasn't going to LA with him. He's like, well, is everything okay? I was like, yeah, everything's fine. I just really kind of just need to get home.
You're just lame.
Don't. See, this is why this can't be broadcasted. 4 days go by, and when was it? I messaged him and I was like, hey.
How long ago again was this whole trip?
This was literally,
Like a
I'll
month
tell
ago,
you.
I think.
So this was recent as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, this is this was like a couple
So this
weeks
dude
ago.
could still hit you up.
Oh.
Oh my god. Okay,
Listen.
it's one of
So
those.
look, this was February 3rd.
Is that the receipt he sent you, the bill?
Venmo.
It's an itemized list.
February 3rd, I said, made it, like onto his plane, no message. And then Friday, February 8th, he still hasn't talked to me, nothing. I haven't heard from him. He spent so much money. He probably spent almost 10 grand on that weekend. I don't even know how much goddamn money he spent.
I don't think
feel
you have anything
so
to feel bad about
it. I
know.
honestly, I will never feel good about this for the rest of my life.
Can I want to talk about it from a financial...
I mean, I don't think you should feel good, just for the record, but you shouldn't feel
Good.
bad.
I
Yeah.
feel terrible.
Yeah, I guess there's no reason to feel good.
Right. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah.
it's not like you should make it a positive thing. I guess it's a learning
Maybe
experience, but
learning
like,
experience.
but it's neither of you. I don't think did anything wrong.
I want to say one thing, and I know that this is weird, but I just want to like pretend like this is my own scenario. Let's just say I have $1,000 in my bank account, which is totally normal for people our age, more or less. It doesn't matter.
$1,000 in your account?
Let's just say I think that's totally normal.
No, that's balling, dude.
Yeah, like honestly, like my money fluctuates. It doesn't matter.
I got $9.
All I'm saying is, let's just say I have $1,000 in my bank account. If I take a girl out for dinner, that's $100, right? Me and her get drinks, dinner. That's
10% of your net worth.
That's 10% of my net worth. There is a chance that he has $100 grand in his bank account, and he shelled out 10 grand for this whole thing. He's looking at it the same as we do, just on a larger scale.
It's a larger scale, yeah.
Isn't that kind of weird to look
His
at
10
it?
grand was your expensive night. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. All I'm saying
That's a
is
good
for him, I hope he recovers from this in a way where it was just a bad date, the same as me and the same as like people our age and a normal.
But honestly, that's not the point, though. The point behind it was that my expectations were through the roof because he was so incredible.
I get it.
On the phone before I met him, I was like, I literally had a crush on a guy I hadn't even met, which is kind of embarrassing
I get
to
it.
even say.
I'm just trying to feel
But
better for him for a second.
I get it, but
before we
it's
move
like,
on to you.
I'm not trying to move
No.
on to
I
me.
wasn't trying to say that rudely.
Not about you, Shannon.
This is about him, Henry. I honestly I wanted you to hear this story on or off the podcast because I just want to. I know
It's an excellent story.
it is an excellent story. What's your initial takes on this guy? Because I've already said mine is Shannon, but
I have a couple working theories. Initially, I thought maybe this dude doesn't have as much experience with women as
That's exactly what Landon said.
he may have first.
as he may have came off to you as much as he might have told you.
Right.
He might have been more comfortable.
I think he
behind a
flourished
phone.
later in life.
He graduated from high school when he was 15 years old and went straight to UCLA as a first-year freshman at UCLA as 15 years old.
Yep.
He was living in the dorms in UCLA at 16 years old. He graduated medical school and became a certified licensed doctor at 24 years old. But I think that definitely has a lot to say for why he would be a certain way socially or be a certain way in a relationship. If you're he's been a doctor for, let's see, he was 24 when he graduated.
Like 8 years.
Yeah, that's you
say he's 32, right? Yeah.
No, he's
34.
34.
10 years.
I lied. Yeah, he's been a doctor for 10 years, an ER doctor, highest stress, the most stressful job you can imagine as a human being.
So somebody like that, I wouldn't be surprised that they can send a persona over a phone that is very charismatic and charming because it's something you can turn on and off, right? It's almost like a skill. Whereas to be yourself for 4 days and not be able to turn it on and off.
Exactly.
And
you're immersed at that point.
And I can relate to the scenario in a certain way where when you have all the attention on you, it's different than being in a party atmosphere with your friends.
Exactly.
Right? Which is why I think his friends
That's
at the bar.
That's a good point
which is,
too.
I mean, regardless, it's funny because I feel like women typically on a first date or whatever talk more, but I feel like the guy has, in my opinion, a little bit more pressure on him because he has to showcase what he's capable of. And I feel like that's what a date really is, whether that's sexist or not. That's
No,
just how
right.
I
A
feel.
date literally is a woman essentially vetting a guy on several different levels.
Mm-hmm.
Like how much he can provide, his social status, all these things.
Everything.
Right. And it's like a song and dance type thing. It's like peacocking essentially as a guy. like trying to display to this girl that you have value, that you're worth something.
Yeah.
But
well, and if you're already a doctor, quote unquote,
Yeah.
like you already have a leg up as far as like somebody thinking that you have a social like
that leads
construct
into
in a
my
way.
other theory where he's like, I have money, I'm successful, he's clearly really smart, so he checks all these boxes and he's like, all right, I'm good. And so he doesn't feel like so his value,
He's already
comes
won.
From, right, in his mind he's like, my value is what I can provide in experience and financial, like providing and things like that. So he's not worried about how he comes across as a person, because to him he's like, but I have all this stuff, I'm doing all these things.
Right. And the thing was also, weeks leading up to that, I was like, oh, I'm not sure about this. Like, honestly, I was like, what if we meet each other and we hate each other? And I remember telling you that.
Yeah.
And he even said, like, he's like, well, I don't think we're going to hate each other. He's like, I already like you a lot. I already think you're a really cool girl. And, you know, things are going to go in a great direction.
I think that there's a chance, and I know you disagree, that he's not who he's making himself out to be.
Really?
In what
Because
sense?
So we're going deep conspiracy.
To an extent.
I've got my own, but I want to hear yours.
Yeah,
for sure.
because I don't know what's ever happened in my life to make me feel this way, but whenever somebody's talked about money or like what they do, I've not instantly believed them. And I do think it's possible that he's in the medical field. I do think it's possible he has at least 10 grand.
Wait. I want you to continue with what you're saying, but before you get too deep.
you did your homework.
1000%.
There's no way you don't.
Hell fucking
Yeah.
no. That's what I do for a living. No, literally. I'm serious, you guys. Like when he told me that,
You're
like,
a student?
the thing was with him, he doesn't like to talk to, like, when I would even tell people that he was a doctor, he would get mad at me.
I feel it.
He didn't like that.
Okay.
He comes from very humble beginnings. You have to understand that. And he did work really
That's
hard
what
to
he
get
said.
to where.
And I'm not saying he's lying.
I looked at, he has his MD. Like, I
No, I'm
looked
with
it
Landon.
up.
He's a doctor, but
Yeah.
The only thing I'm questioning that I'm actually skeptic. I can't talk.
Skeptical.
I'm tired. Skeptical of. The only thing I'm spectacle of is. I'm joking.
You just have one big, like, eyepiece.
It's an interesting for a guy to flaunt so much money when they have it. Am I?
Yeah.
Do you guys not agree?
I don't agree with that.
Okay, that's fair. I just think that if he had all that,
it didn't seem like he was making
not
a show
flaunting
of
it.
it.
He made me
Right.
pay for shit. If he was trying to make...
But that's different.
I'm 90% sure that's because you didn't have sex with him.
yeah,
Like, that sounds really shitty, but
No, I get it.
it's not. I mean, it's shitty, but it's not shitty for you to say it.
because like
think
I
it's true.
get that mentality of like the give and take thing,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
like that dynamic in a relationship where you
Now this is a weird simplistic way to put it, but let's just say we're ordering appetizers. No, okay, that's stupid.
No, yeah,
That's a
you
bad
can boil
example.
it down to something very
At
simple.
a certain point, I'd be like, all right, I'm not getting anything out of this.
Right.
I'm going to cut it off right here.
Yeah.
And that's what he did on a mass scale.
and like a normal healthy person is like realizing the other things that they can get out of it that aren't
I see that.
physical,
I could
right?
see
But-
that. That makes sense.
Because
to me.
the more you put yourself in this
So you're
guy's
saying
shoes,
if I fucked him on the first night and just went to town, you think after that every single thing he would just
He would he for sure would have paid for everything. He
But
might
I
not
think
have been
he
a
would've-
more interesting person, but he would have paid
I think
for
he would have
everything.
also, to add on to that, I think he would have paid for everything, but I don't think he would have done as much. I don't think
potentially.
I don't think you guys would have went to 7 wineries. I think you guys would have went to 3. I don't think you guys would have went out. I'm just saying.
I think they would have.
I get that perspective.
I
understand
see what you're saying, but
I see it.
It's like,
something
I'm
so
going to actually take a
new.
nap this afternoon.
Hey, what if we like called him?
Oh God.
I am 100% in.
Would you be down for that?
God, yeah.
Why we don't even
What
ask?
time is it?
It's-
What's today?
What time's it
It's
in
11
LA?
on a fucking Thursday.
What time is it in LA?
Okay.
Do you want me to do talking? I'll talk. To you.
No, what? If I call him, don't you
should let-
say a goddamn word in the background. I swear to God. You
That's
have to
fair.
be silent.
Yeah,
Okay? Promise?
Yeah, I promise.
Shannon, will you take one headphone off your ear? Sorry. One headphone off your ear. One headphone.
Then we can do this.
Yeah.
There's going to be a missed call from you.
I can't believe we're doing this. I feel like he's gonna answer.
No answer. He's not going to answer.
Yeah, no way, but he might call back.
He's looking at it. He's looking at his phone right now. He's got an open heart surgery, and he's looking.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated.
Are you gonna go to voicemail?
No, fuck
Hey,
no.
you're on Good Not Great.
Oh,
my
what if
God,
he calls
that
me to like
suspense.
tomorrow?
Thank you for listening, Shannon. Do you have how was?
I'm just gonna do a courtesy whilst sitting.
That was great. Honestly,
yes, I
that
said
was
whilst.
one of the most interesting stories I've heard.
Absolutely.
In a
I know. Yeah, you're more than welcome to come over and never touch my bottle of Ciroc again. And yeah.
Literally, see, it's deceiving because that looks like like almost half, but it gets wider at the bottom.
It gets wider at the bottom. And
This
Landon
isn't
doesn't
Napa,
get it.
Shannon. This is fucking.
You can't just grab things that
This
other
is
people are paying
This
for.
is 89th Street. We don't got Napa money. You
89th
think we got Napa money?
This is the best podcast on 89th Street.
And if you
I
didn't
think
know
it's
it,
the
now
only
you
one
know.
also.
No. It's the best one.
It's
We
the
don't
best
know
one.
if it's the
We
only
don't know
one.
if there's other ones, Shannon.
So,
We refuse to find out
all right, we'll
because
go
then we
with
might
it.
not be the best.
Some guy gets
Watch, like, there's-
213
yeah.
years.
Oh no, we're done.
There's like everyone in the surrounding vicinity of you with like podcasts.
I don't want to think about
I
it.
don't even want to think of it. Fuck them.
Anyway,
be
thank you for
honest.
listening. This is the part where the music comes in and Landon gets up.
Sure. I
can't believe you haven't seen this. You're
Look at me
supposed to
now
take
from
your
the
heads
chips
up
I've been
too,
saving.
and
My plate's like a picnic, my biscuits are gravy. I stay on my grind, Tony Hawk, no pro skating. Not much time to kick it, so no, I'm not dating. Working till magazines give me high ratings and views for my houses look like a vacating vacation obsession where it's always raining, but fucking no off season, I'm always training. Riding the line for the defense, you make us spit heat, thinking me heads get rusted, no plating like barbecues. Always you beef from filleting, put you on the bone with some sauce for my craving. This new project, the month's about to be crazy, and I cannot.